taken me a lot of time because every single inch of this is painted. I am predominantly a painter, and this is all made out of iron and fiberglass and various kinds of materials, but mainly you get a very kind of a painterly effect, and it's titled Panchabhutam, which is the 5 elements that reside both in the universe and in all living beings. And I feel strongly about the interconnections that we make in life, so that they have more integrity and more richness and more truth in them. One of the wonderful things about being in the Kala Ghoda is that the audience is completely like a huge spectrum of people. So talking about these spherical balls or these globes or whatever you call it, from my perspective, I don't believe in a fixed form. I do not believe in a literal translation that this is a ball and it's blue, so therefore it's either sky or water. That's not the way I see it. Everything is kind of flowing, and it's everything is kept open to even more questioning and more interpretation and more probing. When you are closing things down by drawing, a lot of people, when they see works that are more abstract, they find it difficult to understand why things are not more portraiture is something people understand better. So half the journey is walked by me, and then the viewer, when they are walking the other half of the journey and coming towards me, they are coming with their data points on their heads, right? So they've got data points. They are going to, just like I put my data points on 50% of the journey. So each of these millions of people in the Kala Ghoda brought their own data points in the other 50% of the journey, and therefore I have now created a million stories around this. So if you will, this has all got the stories embedded coming from the people of Mumbai. I love Mumbai. The people of Mumbai are all around me, and all their stories have intermingled with my story, and they're all inside this work. This one I had to do in a short time. I began it in early December, and this was on middle of January. It has been a very, very high. I mean, every single inch of this is painted. There's not 1 inch left behind, and it's got a lot of detailed work. So it was taking me, like, I love getting up a bit late, to be honest, sharing some of my bad habits with you. But I used to put on an alarm for 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. and get started. And I used to feel like, in the Mahabharata, people would get up in the morning with swords and they would go to sleep with that in the hand. So I used to get up in the morning with the brushes in my hand over my first cup of tea, and it did not stop moving the brush till night. And painting is a very solitary exercise. You're basically at home, and I was at home for this entire amount of time with absolutely no family, and just these works and me and a lot of music that I used to play in the background. I love this city. I love Mumbai, and I was just thinking I'm making something for the city of Mumbai. I am not making this for the most elite person to come and have a look. I wanted the common man. I want to make something for them, and I wanted them. So that is that one thought that kept me going from one day to the next, and it was tenacious. Basically, when my mother was an artist, and she's like painted some 300, 400 paintings, and she was a poet. She's published a book of her poetry and her art. So when I was growing up, people are always influenced with what's happening in their house. And when I was growing up, I grew up, like, even when I was crawling, probably, there was an easel and there was a paint and there was someone painting, and then next moment writing, short stories and poetry. So it was very literary kind of an environment. Out of a lot of family expectations, pressures, I then, mid-journey, I was also painting, and then I was an artist and doing all that. But then, coming back to the point, mid-journey, I did my MBA and joined the corporate world and did that for about 15 years. And then I thought to myself that, you know what, maybe that's great, maybe I'm good at that, but I do have an inborn passion, a talent, and that talent and that passion, no, it started urging and started poking, or started, I don't know how, I don't have the words to say what it was doing to me from inside. It was like pushing me, some kind of thing. It wanted release, okay, so maybe that's the right word. It wanted release, and it was making me uncomfortable about wanting that release. That's the person who I truly am. This is so I started writing poetry, stories, painting, and it's not been a great, it was a lot of struggle, I have to say, because a lot of people think that if you are a little privileged, or uh, then maybe you're doing it as a hobby. That has been my biggest struggle and my biggest fight and my biggest hurdle that I have had to cross. And I think with more and more, you keep working. For anyone who has that issue, I would say that you keep working and you keep creating works, and your works are great and they're magnificent and they are wonderful pieces of art. It'll just speak for itself in time, no matter how much time. I have done my master's degree in the University of Arts London at the Camberwell College of Arts, and I've done, before that, my undergrad was at Chelsea School of Art, University of Arts London. I've also studied in Slade at London. So I actually, why did I go and do all this education? In what way has it helped me? What it helped me to understand was that I mean, they get you to think about what you're doing. And one of the things that one of my professors told me was that, why have you chosen this canvas? He questioned me. When you start work, why do you choose this canvas? Why have you chosen a canvas of this size? Why have you chosen what kind of paint you're using? So then you start thinking beyond the norm and outside the box as to why you're using a certain medium and what kind of concept idea is going to go into it. And then your work start becoming more conceptual rather than more prescribed. And I would like to think that my works turned more and more conceptual, in the sense that then again, I don't believe in confined spaces. So I think the education helped me, break some boundaries. I think the Kala Ghora is a fabulous, absolutely fabulous platform for, it's not just visual art. There is music, there's dance, there's, installations, and it's a great body. It's a great group of people who have put this together. Brinda and their entire team, a big thank you to everyone, and not just for me. What I say thank you for is that, it's completely free for artists who want to come and show their works here. It's not a commercial place. It's a very clean, fabulous environment, and this whole cultural festival is now the biggest in Asia, if not just in India. And I look around me and I find that both at Rampart Row and at the Cross Maidan Gardens, I find that, the artists who are showing here, I don't know who they are, where they've come from. There's no sense of, there's no lobbying, or, you have to pay to get space. It's actually a space that is open for anyone who wants to show their work. And so it gives an opportunity to all these different people who are here, which I think is fantastic. Because a lot of artists, they don't get to show their work, and I don't know, you know, uh, who they are, where they've come from, and been given this huge platform. So, huge big kudos to Brinda and the team for doing this together, and may they get bigger.
Panch Buddham is really very nice.
It symbolizes the free spirit, the calm spirit that lies within each of us.
To kind of investigate or explore things, and especially the whole narrative of Panch Tattva is very relevant today, especially after COVID time.
What I interpret is that if you keep the basic elements in place, life can be like an angel. There would be a lot of freedom, and there'll be happiness, because if everything is taken care of, we'll all be in a happy space.
This installation is one of the best that I have seen at Kala Ghoda this year.